Palle.
Palle?
Yeah, Palle. That's my name.
Palle?
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
P-A-L-L-E. So Palle.
Palle. Ah, in Hungarian it's Palle.
Yeah, Palle. Please.
Hi, my name is Palle Bo.
Palle?
Yeah, Palle
Palle.
Bo. That's a Danish name. I think my parents really should have chosen a name that would be more easy to say in English.
Palle. 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 And let's start everything from the beginning. First of all, you have to know the proper name of the city. Do you know where are you now? You have to know you are not in Budapest, neither in Bucharest, because that one is another capital, but it's called Budapest. Right now we are on the flat pest side of the city, and this is not the pest side. Pest means a horrible disease, okay? So give it a try. Budapest. Budapest. Music to my ears, thank you very much.
I've arrived to Budapest.
Budapest.
Oh, sorry, Budapest, the capital of Hungary. I came here with a door-to-door minibus. It picked me up in Belgrade and drove me straight to the door here at my Airbnb in Budapest. Budapest is two parts, Buda and Pest, and I live in the Buda side, the flat side. Buda and Pest on each side of the Danube River. I live in the Jewish quarter and I really like it here. I have a very nice, roomy Airbnb on the 6th floor, and it's around 100 meters from the famous Szimpla Bar. If you haven't heard of it, it's a bar, or rather more bars in a backyard, and everything looks sort of like a ruin, but in a good way. They take pride in making it look old and used, and they put different strange, crazy things on the walls and on the ceiling, and it's an amazing place, and it's so crowded at night, any night. Also, it's the first of the countries in this part of Europe that I've been traveling to that is filled up with tourists, and I can totally understand why, because it's pretty easy to get here from most of Europe, and it's cheap, and there's a lot of stuff to do. Also, I've learned that it's the home of Rubik's. He lives in a big mansion on the Buda side, I was told. Oh, Rubik's. He's the one who invented the Rubik's Cube and made a lot of money from it. Also, I hear that Franz Liszt is from here, Saza Gabor, and Houdini was born here. Also, it's the place of, I think, 5 or 6 Michelin restaurants. And unlike most other places, you can actually get an affordable meal in a Michelin restaurant here in Budapest. I've been to one and it was amazing.
Palle. Palle. Palle.
There's a thing about my name. The Hungarian language is different. Unlike anything I've heard, and of course they have a difficulty understanding other languages as well. Like my name. I went to an outdoor fast food joint and ordered a burger, and they asked for my name, and I said Palle. It's a bit like Palle, you know, the football player. Palle. Okay. And they wrote it down, and after 15 minutes they called out a name that sounded sort of like my name. So I went up and said, well, my name is Palle, and then they said, oh, I got your order here. And then they started putting 6 or 7 burgers into a bag, and I said, no, I don't think that's for me anyway. And at the same time they called out, Philip. Yeah, that was not me. So I sat down again and kept on waiting. And as I was waiting, all the time he was calling, Philip! Very, very loud. And I didn't react. And after 20 minutes, I went up and said, what's happening to my order? I ordered this chili burger. Oh, I called your name many times, he said, almost angry. No, you said Philip. My name is Palle. Yeah, I called your name. Philip! But that's not my name. So he gave me my burger that's been waiting for 20 minutes. The next time I came back, I thought, I'll give him an easy one. So I said, my name is Bo, B-O. And then he wrote down P-I-O. So I was waiting for them to call P-O, P-O. That was the last time I went to that burger joint. The next time I came back, I went across the street to another one. And when he asked for my name, I said, Bo. Very, very clearly. So he wrote B-O. And I said, yeah, it's there. Oh. So he wrote Boo. So I've decided next time anyone in a fast food joint asks for my name, I'll just say, Philip! Oh man, what a Thursday. I came yesterday and I've had computer problems. I had some problems with my MacBook Pro like 4 weeks ago when I was in Latvia, and I managed to find a guy who could fix it, but now it's back. It came back when I was in Belgrade last week, and I went to a Mac support center and they tested it and they couldn't find anything wrong with it. So the first thing I did when I got here to Budapest was I went to another Mac store, and I was sort of realizing that I needed to buy a new one. I didn't want to. I was happy with my 5-year-old MacBook Pro 17-inch screen, and it's been like a loyal friend to me up until Latvia. And actually, just before I left Denmark, I upgraded it with 1 terabyte hard disk and some new RAM, and I was sort of expecting it to live on for a few years. But no, when you're a digital nomad like I am so dependent on having a computer that works. So I sort of realized that I needed to buy a new one. I've got deadlines coming closer and closer, and I really, really need to work now. They did have a support department, and I went in with my old MacBook, and he actually said, well, if it's what I think it is, it's a well-known Mac error with the motherboard, and if it's what I think it is, I can fix it for free. So I gave him my old MacBook and said, well, go ahead. I think I have tested the serial number and found out that it's not a part of that error. So I gave it to him anyway, but I bought a new one with a Hungarian keyboard.
Well, now I'm back at the apartment, and my Thursday horror continued because I got home with the computer, and I thought, now I am going to work. I can finally get on Pro Tools, my audio software, and do some work. But no, because this is a new Mac, my Pro Tools 10 didn't run on the new Mac, so I had to upgrade. That cost me around 340 euros extra. And then I thought, now I'm gonna work. But no. And I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. So I called the English support guy, Dan the man. He was sitting in Birmingham in England, and he took control of my computer and figure out that, you need a new iLok. iLok is sort of a USB thingy that has to be plugged in whenever you run Pro Tools in order to make sure that it's a legal software. And I had my iLok in, but he said, no, you need a new iLok. You need an iLok 2. And I thought, oh my God. Now it's going to be sent from the UK or the States, and I can't get to work for another week anyway, even though I bought this new computer. So he could hear the panic in my voice, so he said, don't worry. We have a supplier in Budapest, and I'm sure that they have one. It was around 10 kilometers away from this apartment. So I called him, and he said, yeah, we have it. We have a lot of them. You can get it on Monday. And like I said, it's Thursday, and I couldn't wait till Monday. I said, come on, it's just an iLok. Can't I go and get one? And he said, nope, but we do sell them to a music shop in town, and I'm sure they have one. And he told me what it was called, and I could see that it was 300 meters away from where I live. And he said, yeah, but you better hurry. They close for the day in 15 minutes. So I hung up the phone and ran to the music store, and he said, no, I just sold the last one yesterday. And I said, okay, can't you call this guy and pull some strings and try to get it? And he said, yeah, I'll try. He spoke to him and got the same response. No, you can come on Monday. At that point, I was almost ready to lie flat down on the floor in this music shop, and he could see the panic in my eyes. And I said to him, even though if I have to get on a plane and fly to another country, I need it now or tomorrow morning. I really need to work. And he said, okay, I'll call my competitor. And he called another music shop, and yeah, they had it. And he said, well, it's 3 kilometers away, so you better hurry. They close the shop in 20 minutes. And I was getting ready to run again in the heat here in Budapest. And he said, no, don't do that. Get on the bus. It's right around the corner, and it's 4 stops, and you're almost there. So I ran to the bus stop and got on the bus without a ticket because I didn't know if I should buy it in a special shop or anything. So I sneaked in. Please don't tell the Hungarian bus company that I did that. But I rode the 4 stops and got to the music shop and got it. And now I'm back home, getting ready to work finally. And I could open Pro Tools and everything is good. Well, almost. Because now I see that I'm missing a lot of plugins into the software in order to do the finalizing of my shows and my radio commercials and whatever I do. So now I need to go out and buy an upgrade to the plugins as well, because they don't run on this software. So yeah, the whole thing about my new computer is not as happy as could be. So now I have my rental car and I'm off on a road trip, a day's road trip. Pretty nice car, and just switch on the radio and off we go. And I'll have a listen. They're playing Danish music. Danish music in Hungary, that's nice. I'm on my way back with the rental car, and I've had a fantastic day driving in the countryside of Hungary. I went to this lake called Balaton. It's, as far as I know, the biggest lake here in Hungary. It was my Airbnb host that recommended me to go there, and it was beautiful. It was really in the countryside, little hilly, some small mountains around, and very beautiful area. And it's sort of an area where a lot of the people from Budapest.
It's Budapest.
Sorry, Budapest. They go for a summer vacation and a weekend away from the city, and I can totally understand why. It's beautiful. In the middle of the lake, there's a small ferry that took me across to the other side, and then I drove back from there. Well, in fact, I didn't drive quite back. I went to this restaurant in the northern part of Buda that was recommended to me, and it was very Hungarian style. So of course I went in to get some goulash, some Hungarian goulash. And what we think is goulash is not what it is here. Goulash is not a stew, it's a soup. But a very nice soup, very Hungarian goulash soup, and it was very nice and very authentic. And when I left the place, I saw that they were actually, I think 5 or 6 years in a row recommended by Michelin. So it was good and very authentic.
Vannak, akik azt mondják, náluk megy. Mások azt gondolják, náluk megy.
96 rádió egy az egyetlen.
Budapest.
Oh, sorry. Budapest?
Budapest.
Yeah, now it's Tuesday. And I just wanted to give you an update on my computer, because there's a new development. I got a text message from the computer store. You know, the ones that I bought the new computer in, and the ones that took in my old computer and said that they might be able to fix it. I got the text in Hungarian, but I managed to find out that it said, "We're finished working on your computer, please come get it." So I strolled up there waiting for them to tell me that, well, it wasn't what we thought, and sorry, you might as well throw this in the trash. But he said, yeah, I fixed it. It was what I thought. Here it is, and it's free. Come again? I fixed your computer. It was the motherboard. I put in a new motherboard, and it's completely free because this well-known Mac error. So I replaced the motherboard. It's working. So now I have 2 computers. I have my brand new computer with a Hungarian keyboard, and I got my old computer from 2011, 5-year-old, and I got the new hard drive in, I got the new RAM in, and now I have the new motherboard. So basically it's a new computer. I went from having no computer to having 2 computers. Anyone want to buy a computer with a Hungarian keyboard or a Danish keyboard? Please let me know. Yeah.
Okay, Palle, please, I told you. It's Budapest.
I'm at the House of Terror. I'm just standing in line to get into the exhibition. And there's a screen with a 65-year-old man who's just crying and crying. It's in black and white, and he says to the interviewer, "You gotta forgive." The interviewer says, "No, this you can't forgive. But one has to forgive, no?" And he's shaking his head and crying. Those many people who were hanged. And why? Why did they have to do it? 16, 18-year-old young kids whose thinking was different. And they were sent to the hangman, the executioner. This was their socialism. The guy is sobbing, and this is just part of what sets this spirit for the exhibition that I'm going to see now. Okay, let's go inside. Now I've been through the exhibition here at the House of Terror in Budapest, and it's frightening, the stuff that's been going on in this building and in Hungary's history in general. Well, they made some poor choices in the history of this country. For instance, they were on the Nazi sides, they were on the Soviet sides, and that really were just oppressors. They thought that the Soviet Union was going to liberate them from the Nazis, and well, it was actually the other way around. They were almost just as brutal as the Nazis were. In this building where they have this museum, the House of Terror, stuff has been going on in the basement. That was sort of like the prison of the building, and it contains some really gruesome history. It's not been that uplifting the last few hours, but definitely worth a visit if you're here in Budapest. You need to go to the House of Terror, and it's right here on the Pest side and close to the city center. So go there if you're here.
Yesterday I went on one of those free walking tours. They're all over the place. I already been to one in Sofia and in Belgrade, and yesterday I went for one here in Budapest. And when I got there were like I think maybe we were 250 people just showing up where they did this free walking tour. It's really big here in Budapest. So we were divided into 5 groups, and I went along with a very, very talented young man called Zoltan. And after the tour, I sat down with a guy.
Zoltan, now you've been interrupting me this whole time. Let me just find, who is this voice who's correcting me? You're a tour guide.
I'm a Hungarian tour guide from Budapest,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
As you know from
Yeah,
Budapest.
Yeah, now I know. Now I know. How come that we can't say it? There's a thing with an S when it's alone. It's zh.
Oh, if
Like,
there is an S
is that the
alone is an Esh in Hungarian,
Esh.
and the S and Z together is an S.
Yeah.
So it's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but I'm learning. I'm doing the best I can.
Okay, it would be
Yeah.
hard because, let's say, in the Hungarian alphabet we have 44 letters and
Really?
14 vowels. So,
yeah.
and the Hungarian pronunciation is really hard.
Yeah.
So
Because I come from Denmark, we have 3 letters that's not in the English alphabet. And this week I bought a MacBook here in Budapest and with a Hungarian keyboard. So that's sort of a souvenir from my time here.
So you really want to torture yourself with
Yeah.
Hungarian?
and the Y and the Z is the other way around on this keyboard.
Oh yeah, why
Yeah.
and it's the other
Yeah,
way
because
around.
because you use the
and
Z.
we have those vowels as well,
Yeah, yeah.
the U, A, E letters.
Yeah, we have the E, U, O, and they're normally where. Yeah.
Ah, okay,
So
okay.
I'm getting used to it, and I can of course change it to the Danish alphabet. But the keyboard looks the way it looks, so that's just a souvenir from here. No, we just been on this amazing. How long time? 2.5, 3
2.5
hours.
with the questions.
Yeah, with a free walking tour of Budapest, and you do several different. This was the general one.
Yep.
Can you tell me a little bit about what we've been through?
So, what you attended was a general walk with a general overview about everything here in Budapest. And yeah, we try to give a small taste. Of course, we cannot go into every topics really deeply within 2.5 hours, but a bit of everything. So about history, architecture, what to eat, what to drink, the main sites on our way. The panoramas, of course.
Yeah, we had to walk a lot of steps. So I was thinking, he's not a tour guide; he's a fitness instructor.
Anyways, I started work here 4 years ago, and on the first summer I lost 10 kilos with my
Really?
job. You can imagine, during the summer, walking uphill nearly every day, it's a good physical exercise.
Exactly.
So if you want to lose some weight, just be a tour guide here in Budapest, because okay, it's just a bump. It's only 60 meters tall, so it was not a big deal.
No.
I said it's a piece of cake, so.
Yeah, it was no big deal. But it's a beautiful city, and I've been here a little over a week now, and it's I'm really surprised of how fantastic and beautiful it is.
You know, if you are from the coast of a country, the ocean is not that special for you. So I'm a tour guide from Budapest. For me, of course, I like my city. I'm in love with my city, but it's not that special because I grew up here. That's it.
Yeah.
But what I like in Budapest, it has so many different faces. So in one street, you can feel you are on the countryside. In the next street, or two streets away from there, you are in a metropolis. It has so many different faces. That's what I like. Yeah. So if I want to, let's say, if I want to find a quiet place, just one stop with the metro and I'm in a forest.
Yeah, exactly. Going back to the alphabet thing and the language thing, because the Hungarian language is more related to the Finnish language.
Oh yeah, our ancestors lived together back then, more than
But
1,000 years ago.
it's not even a neighbor country.
1,000 years ago. Yeah. So after they went up, we went down. So the Finnish was influenced by your language, for example.
Oh, Finnish and Danish is nowhere similar.
No. But there are different influences.
Yeah.
So right now we have what I know, 4 similar words.
Yeah.
That's it. Friend of mine, she started to learn Finnish. She said, no, there is no connection between the languages. Only the tonation and the sound of the language is similar. So I have some Finnish friends, and if they are speaking, if they are far enough from me, it sounds Hungarian, but if I go closer, I can realize, oh no, it has nothing to do. So just like hand, blood, and water, these are the similar words. So in Hungarian, hand is kéz, in Finnish it's keci. Blood is vér, and in Finnish veri. Same with the water, víz, vesi, something like this, that's it. And the Hungarian was influeed by the Slavic languages around, by the Turkish because of the Turkish occupation, by the German as well because of Austria. So yes, but everything is on Asian basis, and that's why it's really hard to learn Hungarian. What I wanted to say, the pronunciation is really hard because we pronounce every letter. So if you want to hear how we pronounce the letters, it's English with Hungarian pronunciation. Hov, are, yo. Guess.
Hov,
Hov, are, yo.
Hov, are, yo.
What was it?
How are you?
Yeah, how are you?
Okay. And I know that you have a very long word.
It's megszentségteleníthetetlenségeskedéseitekért. And the correct translation is, this is the result of the fact that you've been acting continuously in such ways that is impossible to desecrate you. Another useful one.
And that's just one word.
It's just one word, so it's totally useless. We don't use it, but it's grammatically it's possible to create these long words.
Let me just hear it again.
Megszentségteleníthetetlenségeskedéseitekért. And the other one, el kell káposztástalaníthatatlanságoskodásaitok,ért.
I won't even try to
Which
repeat
has
that.
something to do with cabbage.
Okay, but can you say rødgrød med fløde?
Hol med fløde.
Very close.
That's what I heard.
When I say rødgrød med fløde, it's a Danish dessert and something we always try to make foreigners say because it's quite hard. Can you do it? Rødgrød med fløde. He knew how to say 2 beers please in Danish. 2 øl tak.
The only thing what I know it's 2 øl tak.
Yeah, 2 øl tak.
2 øl tak, yeah.
So I thought I'd impress him by saying cheers in Hungarian. Egészségedre. I had a hard time learning it, but during the walking tour he said it was almost like I can shake a tree.
Egészségedre. I learned that one. I was trying to find out a way to remember it, but this whole I can shake a tree. That's a good way.
Egészségedre.
Egészségedre.
We have the short form. It's eksh.
Eksh.
Like skull.
Yeah, exactly.
And there is the 16-year-old girly way. You can say Eggy. Yeah, it's easier.
Yeah. So do you plan to be a tour guide for a long time, or do you have other plans?
Let's say
personally.
This is what I studied.
Yeah.
I studied tourism and economics. With my degree, I can work in a hotel, but I hate offices. So until I am young enough to walk, until I have my voice, I can do this. Maybe one day, if I will be older, I don't know what I will do, but my dream is I want to open a car body shop because it's surprising. I'm a tour guide, but I'm a car guy at the same time. So I have my welder machine back home. I wanted to repair some cars, but if I will be older one day.
If you will be older one day, hopefully you will.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I've really enjoyed it. It's been a pleasure, and I really enjoy my time here in Budapest.
Okay, Palle, please. I told you, it's Budapest.
Pest.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm at the railway station in Budapest, and I'm about to leave this wonderful place. I've had 15 great days here in Budapest, the capital of Hungary, and I've really enjoyed myself. This is absolutely a city worth visiting. I'm about to get on a train and go to Bratislava in Slovakia. And I've never been to Slovakia before, and I'm really looking forward to it. And for the first time, I'm staying at a hostel. Yep, I'm staying at a hostel. So now I'm really a backpacker. If you've enjoyed listening to this podcast, please share it with your friends. You can also follow me on Twitter at The Radio Vagabond and on Instagram, Palle. Both my Twitter and my Instagram is in English, and I also have a Facebook page, facebook.com/Palle Radio Vagabond. And when I woke up this morning, I had the pleasant news that the Radio Vagabond podcast has been nominated for the Pre-Radio Award in Denmark as Podcast of the Year. I am so proud, so it's gonna be a great day. My name is Palle,
Philip!
and I gotta keep moving. See ya.